Smash it, lads. Sails coming down. Here we go. Copy. High wheel. Building for tack here.
Nice.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Cowes SailGP. This is the first time that we've had SailGP on British shores and therefore European shores. All of the action is going to be taking place, weather permitting, just out to our left-hand side here. The racing happens in close proximity to the shore wherever we are, and it happens in the fastest class of racing boat, the F50s. We'll be talking about those a little bit later on. My name's Ed Lee, I'm part of the broadcast team for SailGP, and these are the stars of the show. Out on the end there, we've got Billy Besson, the captain of the French team. We've got Nathan Outridge, captain of Japan. Rome Kirby, the captain for the USA. Tom Slingsby, Australia. Then Dylan Fletcher for Great Britain. No one would have predicted that one. And then Phil Robertson here for Team China. Oh. These are some of the most dynamic and exciting sailors in the world right now. Amongst them, we've got 4 Olympians, there's 2 Olympic gold medals, numerous world championships, and 2 America's Cup winners. The boats they are sailing are some of the hardest boats in the world to sail, and they make it look, most of the time, quite easy. We're going to run them through a few questions, but the rub is starting to get to these guys. There's very few sailors in the world. Anyone who knows anything about racing knows that when you get sailors of this caliber and you put them in the same boats out on the water, there will be friction. And we're starting to get to the business end of the SailGP season. At the last event in Marseille next month, there is a $1 million prize purse up for grabs, and every single one of these men want to get their hands on that prize. We're going to start the questions, though, with Dylan Fletcher here, because this week he broke the 50-knot barrier in the F50 boat. That is a sacred milestone in a racing class of boat, Dylan.
Yeah, it's been talked about a lot in this class, and I think Tommy's talked about it more than anyone else, and they weren't able to get on the water, so we knew that we had to do it before then, because yesterday was such a strong day for the breeze, and it was likely they were going to go quicker, so we're really stoked to get it first and do it on home waters. And,
you mentioned it there, but Tom's been pretty vocal about claiming this one. You happy to put his nose out of joint?
It was good to get it in first. These guys have been pushing and certainly went one better yesterday, but also ended up with a broken wing. So we were a bit tail between our legs and came in early, but I'm happy to keep it in one piece.
Tom, I know that you feel that you maybe missed out on taking the record because you weren't out on the water on Tuesday.
Yeah, we weren't on the water. For me, I was saying congratulations to these guys, and then I heard them say, oh, yeah, it's good to get one up on Tom. Mate, I'm sitting on shore. I wasn't allowed to sail. So within 5 minutes of sailing on the next day, we had already broken it. So, yeah, once we got on the water and we had the right conditions, we knew we were going to go quick.
Oh, there's a little bit of giggling going on from Nath up there. Almost 52 knots, though, so you've kind of notched it up another level. Are you reaching the limits of these boats?
No, I think it'll go quicker. That was probably 20 knots of breeze, and we did 51 knots. If we have 25 knots, we'll go quicker again. So, yeah, these boats are just getting faster and faster.
Well, the wind forecast for this weekend might give them that opportunity. 50 knots has not yet been broken in a race, so that one's still up for grabs, whoever wants to claim that. You did manage to damage the boat yesterday, though, as Dylan said. How are the repairs going on that?
Yeah, unfortunately, we were just sailing back to the dock, actually. We weren't even on the foils, and we just made a little mistake in a jibe, 25 knots of wind, and the wing broke. And so, yeah, we're not able to sail today. Fortunately for us, the French let us go for a quick burn in their boat. And then, the boat will be fixed over the next 2 days and should be ready for Saturday if we sail.
Okay. Nath, let's look back to New York briefly. This is the 4th stop of the tour. We've been in Sydney in the harbour. We've been in San Francisco in the bay. And then the last stop was on the Hudson River right in front of downtown Manhattan, where Nathan took his first event. A very, very strong performance for you.
Yeah, it was nice to finally get a win on the board. I think our team's just slowly been improving. We knew that the Aussies were definitely the team to beat after Sydney. I think was very clear to everyone that Tom and the boys were setting the bar way up here. And so we've been just chasing them ever since then, and we got a bit closer in San Fran, and to go one up on them in New York was great. And I think we had a really good match race against them with a few lead changes and even a little love tap between the boats. So it's starting to get close, and I'm looking forward to the weekend here.
Okay, you hit 50 knots as well out on the water this week. Did you ever think that you'd be racing at these speeds?
Well, we haven't started racing at these speeds yet. It's coming. But, yeah, we hit, I think, 50.3, and it's just what these boats are capable of. I think Tom touched on it. It wasn't that, we're doing anything fantastic. It's just the boats are so fast. It was 21 knot average yesterday, and every time we'd bear away around, the top mark, it would blip into the 48, 49, and if you had the nerve to keep pushing it hard, you'd get over 50. So we got a 50 knot in a bear away, and then going back down to Southampton, we had to go down the channel, and we got about 25 seconds doing 48.8 knot average speed. So just bouncing between 48, 49 for 30 seconds. It's a lot of concentration to hold it at that kind of pace.
Fingers crossed there's no one from the Port Authority here. Okay.
Good luck catching us.
Yeah, if any of you have seen the boats out there sailing, then you'll know that they're beating the Red Jet across the Solent at the moment. Both Nathan and Tom probably have the most amount of experience in the F50s coming into the SailGP series. So it's been a race for all of the other guys to catch up. Rome, you came into this series with one of the youngest teams, and it's been a real battle for you getting them up to speed, but you won your first race in the USA. That must have given you a lot of confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. New York was a good event for us, and yeah, we've had a few days of practice here, and coming off that win in New York, we're feeling confident here.
And you're only a point behind the Brits on the leaderboard as well, so you can put a bit of pressure on Dylan and the boys.
Yeah, that's the goal. We're trying to put the heat on them. Obviously we want to win.
And you replaced your wing trimmer in New York, and you're bringing Tom Johnston in for this one. Is that going to make a big change for you?
No, Tom's slotted in extremely well. The boat's going well, and we're feeling good.
I did manage to watch a little bit of social media earlier on in the week where you were talking about Dylan's 50 knot barrier. There was some, you're definitely a sailor, but there was some pirate's language in there.
Yeah, well, I kind of got caught off. I was caught off guard a little bit. Cameras just shoved in my face, and they were wondering what I thought about Dylan signing the boat. And I basically said, hey, Dylan can do whatever he wants, and, race wins matter, and, racing matters, not breaking 50 knots.
Nice bit of tension building there. Billy, over to you. You very graciously today lent the Australians your boat, but I understand there was a trade involved. You got maybe a bit of a helping hand setting up the boat, learning how to set it up. Has it made much difference?
Yes, it's a small help us for Tom. Tom help us a bit, and it's really very good for us because we need to turn on the flying, and that's on a good way today. So I think for this event will be a good turning.
Same as Rome, you've got one of your original core crew members, Devon Lebehan, back on the boat for the first time since Sydney. Do you see that making a big difference?
Yeah, I think so, because we are in the original crew now, so we are very confident on board, and we can pushing hard the boat. So, yeah, for sure, yeah, it's better.
And you've got the luxury of going into your home race as the final race in Marseille.
Yes, every French are very impatient to see on the real SailGP boat, because everybody see that on the video, so he's very impatient to see on the.
I look forward to seeing it. Yeah. Plenty of wind in Marseille, same as Cowes, I imagine. What we've got at the moment. And then last but very much not least, Phil Robertson. Phil, you've had a couple of injuries this week. How's everyone? Are they in good shape?
Yeah, they're slowly getting better. I guess it's a bit of the nature of these boats. They're pretty demanding on the concentration, and if you lose it for a split second, you're going to either do something pretty serious to the boat or yourself. So one of our grinders actually we probably did the best tack of our of our life on these things, and he was running across the boat and sort of, I guess he sort of stumbled a bit or bounced a bit high off the tramp and ended up landing on his other grinder mate, and they both got pretty injured. So quite unfortunate, but hopefully they'll be back for racing.
It's one of the things that you can't underestimate is just the sheer G-forces you're exposed to on these boats.
Yeah, the G-forces are incredible. I guess it's something you probably don't see from TV or watching it, but when you turn the corner in these things, an attack or a jibe, it's yeah, pretty unreal.
F-14 fighter jet under full afterburner.
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay, you've had some of the most dramatic moments of the last two events as well. It's been real peaks and troughs for you. How are you developing your the techniques on the boat to steady the ship, if you like?
Yeah, look, it's it's no secret. We're probably struggling a bit with consistency, and we're having some great moments on the race course, coming off the line well or leading a race here and there, but we just can't string it all together. So we've been working really hard the last few days to up our consistency and manoeuvres and everything we're doing, and yeah, hopefully we'll be in good shape.
Okay, one final question for Dylan there. Home waters, how well do you know the Solent?
Yeah, I grew up sailing 49ers down at Stokes Bay, so we used to train up here and have a 100 jibe challenge between here and the shore over there. We never quite made it, but I don't think we get it on the 50 either.
Okay, how much is local knowledge going to play into your hands? Do you think you can reel in Tom and Nathan at the top of the table this week?
You know, look, those guys have been sailing really well, and I hope that we managed to take a race or two off them. We saw in San Fran how well we sailed, but then we backed it up with the capsize in New York, so fingers crossed we keep the wing in the sky and keep the boat going fast.
Tom, beaten in New York. I'm guessing you want your revenge here in the UK.
Yeah, it'd be nice. I mean, for sure, winning the first two, we've sort of felt like we could keep going on with it. But Team Japan were a better team in New York, clearly. And, yeah, we've made some changes here, and we hope that we'll catch them. Okay, Rome, Nathan, Billy, just quickly before we round things out. Has the tour lived up to your expectations? When you signed up for SailGP and racing regularly on the F50, did you envisage what it's become now? We'll start with you, Rome.
Yeah, I mean, it's surpassed anything I thought it would be. I mean, I didn't realize we'd be racing these boats this close and this fast, you know, here in Cowes. I figured it'd take a season, but no, the racing's been unbelievable.
Nathan, I know you came in with a lot of experience, but are you surprised by how quickly the other guys have caught up?
Yeah, to be honest, Sydney wasn't a huge surprise in terms of results and the separation, but when we showed up to San Francisco and started racing, I was just blown away by how quickly the other four teams improved, like, overnight. And I think, you know, Tom and I could probably say, you know, firsthand, these boats are difficult to sail. They take a lot of experience. And when you're out there in 18, 20 knots, you need to have a lot of confidence in the boat. And when we started racing and seeing how well, you know, Dylan was going after just a handful of days on the boat was quite impressive. So the fleet's getting closer, and it just means that, you know, we have to keep improving as the top teams if we want to stay there. And, you know, looking forward to this weekend to see where everyone's at, because we only got a few hours out there yesterday and no one was out there. So we're looking forward to seeing everyone together this afternoon in a couple of hours and see how we go.
That's something to look forward to. Billy, how have you got on? I saw the look on your face after your first go in these boats. Are you a little more relaxed now?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, on the first time I was a bit scary, but now I'm very confident on board, and it looks like a normal boat for me, and that's why I'm thinking it will be a great event for us.
Okay, we're just going to round this out. We've got one of the most dominant sailors of his generation, 5-time America's Cup winner, Olympic gold medalist, and the man behind the vision for SailGP, Mr. Sir Russell Coutts. Russell, you've just heard the boys saying...
Thanks for pointing out that it was in my generation that happened. That was not this generation. So,
when you conceived this, did you think that it could become the tour that it is today?
oh, absolutely. I think we've seen some great racing. And, you know, clearly, I mean, Nathan and Tom are leading the pack, but these other guys are closing in fast. And I think it wouldn't surprise me at all to see one of these other teams really come to the fore in this series.
Okay, just over behind you, it's alongside the competition. We've also got another initiative, the SailGP Inspire. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, really important for us. I mean, we've got 3 pillars that we are really pushing with the youth development. One of them is education. One of them is career enhancement, where they learn different facets of all of the things that are involved with SailGP, whether it be design or servicing the boats or technology or being involved in our media productions. So there's that. And we also have a pretty cool junior racing program where some of the local kids that are keen on sailing are going to come out and race these boats in front of the crowds on Sunday. So that should be a lot of fun to see.
Okay, everyone, thank you very much for your time. We're about to get the practice races underway, so I'm going to let you gentlemen go. The real races will be happening on Saturday and Sunday, as I said, right out in front here. So please come down and join us. Enjoy the fastest class of racing boat in the world. Right now, we're going to leave you with the King's Cup prize giving. Thank you.